This video covers the EOC review for Algebra 1 after the Chapter 7, 6, and 7 test. Make sure you show all of your work to receive credit. I'm checking the assignment on accuracy. Alright, so starting out, we have fractions here in the problem that are prohibiting me from moving on. We really need to get rid of the fractions 1/3 and 1/6 in order to easily solve this problem. I highlighted them just to kind of make them obvious to you. We need to get a least common multiple between 3 and 6 and multiply through by that number. 3 and 6 both go into 6, so I'm going to multiply through by that number. Now, you need to realize that you're really only multiplying 6 into 3 different expressions here. The first one I highlighted, the second one I highlighted, and the third one. You're not actually multiplying 6 by every single thing within the equation. So I am going to multiply 6 by 1/3. So I get 6/3, and then I multiply, and the n plus 1 stays the same. And then I multiply the 6 by the 2, and I get 12. Then I multiply the 6 by the 1/6, and I get 6/6. And I keep the 3 and minus 5 the same. Now let's simplify the fractions. So I get 6 divided by 3 is 2. N plus 1 hasn't changed. Plus 12 equals 6 divided by 6 is 1, and then 3 and minus 5 hasn't changed yet either. Now let's distribute. So 2n plus 2 plus 12 equals 3n minus 5. We need to combine like terms now, so I combine the 2 and the 12. So I get 2n plus 14 equals 3n minus 5. I need to get my n's on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides. Add down, I get 14 equals 1n minus 5. I ran out of room over there, so I'm going to move to the side here. I need to get my constants on the same side now. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Add down. I get 19 equals 1n. Finally, to solve for n, I divide by 1 on both sides, and I get n equals 19. If you need to pause, go for it, but we're going to move on here to 2. On 2, it's a little less complicated than 1. I need to simply distribute here. Watch your negatives. I get 4x minus 5x plus 10, not minus 10, it's plus 10, equals 12x plus 4 minus x. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I get negative 1x plus 10 equals 11x plus 4. The 11 came from combining the 12x and the minus x. Now I need to get the x's to one side, so I'm going to add 1x to both sides, and I get 10 equals 12x plus 4. Get your constants now on the same side, so subtract 4 from both sides, add down, you get 6 equals 12x. Again, ran out of room, so we're going to move over to the side. Now you need to divide by 12 to solve for x, and x equals 1/2. Problem 3, very similar, except we have an inequality this time to remember. Simply distribute, so you get 5y plus 30 plus 2y is less than 4y plus 8. And then minus 5. Combine like terms now. 5y and 2y might make 7y plus 30 is less than 4y plus 3. I need to combine my y's on the same side, so subtract 4y from both sides, add down, you get 3y plus 30 is less than 3. Get my constants on the same side, so subtract 30 from both sides. You get 3y is less than negative 27. So divide both sides by 3 now. Y is less than negative 9 is your final answer there. Problem 4, same situation, also an inequality, so watch out for that in case you're multiplying and dividing by a negative. But here we start by distributing, combining like terms. The negative 18 and the 2 combine to negative 16. So now you subtract 3x from both sides to get your variables on the same side. You get negative 16 is greater than or equal to 2x minus 4. Ran out of room, went to the side, rewrote the problem, Add 4 to both sides. Add down, negative 12 is greater than or equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. Make sure you write your final answer always with the variable on the left, and x is less than or equal to negative 6. 5, it gets a little easier. All you have to do here is cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply the 3 times the m minus 2 and the 5 times the m minus 4. So I'm going to get 3 times m minus 2, and I'm going to show that here. Try not to distribute on the fly. Show all your steps here. Show your arrows for distribution to make sure you've covered your bases. You get 3m minus 6 equals 5m minus 20. Get your m's on the same side, so subtract 3m from both sides. Add down, negative 6 equals 2m minus 20. Get your constants together, so add 20 to both sides. You get 14 equals 2m. Solve for m by dividing both sides by 2. Again, write your variable on the left, m equals 7. Problem 6 says the ratio of the length to the width in a full-size cello is approximately 8 to 3. What is the width of a full-size cello that is 45 inches long? So we're going to have to set up a proportion here. Our ratio that we're first given is 8 over 3, or 8 to 3. And then we're going to set it equivalent to the same type of ratio. If we have length to width, then we're going to set it up as length to width. So we've got a cello that's 45 inches long, and we need to know the width of that cello. Again, I wrote out to the side that you're doing length to width equals length to width, if you're confused as to how I set that up. Now, you cross multiply. 8 times x is 8x, and 3 times 45 is 135. All you have to do now is divide by 8, and x is going to equal 16.875, which on your multiple choice page is going to be answer option A. It's going to be 16.9 inches, roughly. Problem 7. The ratio of heights of a grand fir to a noble fir tree at the winter holiday harvest is 9 to 7.5. If the height of the noble fir is 90 inches, what is the height of the grand fir? So we're going to have another proportion here. I'm going to set up my grand fir over my noble fir and set it equivalent to grand fir over noble fir. It's very important to keep your ratios constant here, keep the pattern the same. So your grand fir is going to be 9 over 7.5 is equivalent to, it's actually asking what the grand fir is, so I'm going to say I don't know what that is. That's my unknown, so I'm solving for that. So put x in the top. Now you cross multiply. 9 times 90 is 810 equals 7.5x. Divide both sides by 7.5. And you get x equals 108 inches, which is answer option D on your paper. Here we go. So we're actually going to put bases over home to second equals bases over home to second. And the first proportion is dealing with Major League, and the second proportion is dealing with Little League. So then I set it up as 90 over 127. Those are my stats for Major League. And I know that the distance between bases is 60. And I'm finding home to second for Little League, so I cross multiply. 90x equals 7620. Divide by 90. And I get x equals 84.6 repeated, which is going to be on your answer choices, C, 85 feet.